Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm here. Making sure I've got everything up and running. There we go. Really? All right, I think we're ready. I believe we're ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. As SpongeBob would say, I'm ready. Anybody watch SpongeBob? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Good morning, all. Good morning. Hey, Tanya, I see you, girlfriend. In here bright and early. I love it. I love it. Let me share my screen so we can get it popping. Share screen. I'm going to look at what we had yesterday. Looks like some stuff tried to get a pop going yesterday, I believe. Hey, Asleen, I believe the semis came back a little bit. I'm really missing not being able to watch each day, not being able to see what's going on during the day. I feel like I'm missing the world is passing me by. Only because, in this trading world, you want to be able to see stuff. I get messages, I get tweets and all the things. My phone is doing its thing. And I'm like, a numerator is the top number and the denominator is the bottom number. That's what I'm doing. While the rest of you all are off doing other things, that's what I'm doing. I want, this needs to be SPX. I wonder why this wasn't showing the time I wanted. Good morning. Good morning. So here we are. This is a 15-minute chart for the 26th. Here we go. Nope, 26th is today. 25th is yesterday. So we really had boom, boom, boom. SPX, for all intents and purposes, is in an inside day, which kind of with a little bit of a downside, but it's really not much. Let me show what the day looks like as a candle, and then we can see. So the meat of it would be inside. It did come out. It did break out the bottom for a little bit. So this would be classified as a 2 down, to be honest. But where's my strat? There it goes. It would be classified as a 2 down because the price did break out the low of the previous day. But you see that for the most part, all the meat, the open and close are up in the middle, kind of an inside day. So now the thing for today is what happens next, basically. Where are we going from here? So you see this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Nope, this is Monday, Tuesday. This was Thursday, Friday, right? This big red candle. This was Monday, which is a long wick, which would have indicated some more downwards movement. And then SPX or SPY, whichever it is kind of fighting that so far. And we'll see what happens. But the semiconductors did a little bit of a recovery yesterday, and that mattered. All right, so the 25th, this is all of this. I don't want to be able to see all of that. I wanted to see the candle, but I don't want to see all the boxes yet. Okay, so we basically opened, it had a gap up, partially filled the gap right after open. Some time passed and we finally came about 12:45 and filled the rest of the gap. But you see, this is kind of consolidating for the first half of the day. And then after the gap was all the way filled, remember how I always talk about the bottom of a gap is going to be support. After the gap was all the way filled, what did it do? Went on up, 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 and some more. Right? So that's how we got the green day, because this stuff we had here didn't really give us much green. We did have some upwards movement. Finally, we closed up here at 54.69, looks like. Yesterday we had Adams numbers, and Adams numbers always dead on. Y'all know if we're pulling out Adam Mancini's numbers, those can be looked at and can be trusted. All right. Our VIX is at 13.04 this morning. We're up 1.56% is where the VIX is this morning. Yahoo Finance, where Biden and Trump both think they have a winning issue. I guess a debate is coming up. Old-fashioned identity. This is why Inside Out keeps showing up in the same, like y'all have nothing else to put in here. Every day it's got the same stuff right down here. Old school identity theft is back. They told us that yesterday. U.S. futures is holding pattern as investors watch for cues. Chipotle 50 to 1 stock split, what it means for investors. So if you're thinking about Chipotle, a lot of people are basically going to wait till after it splits and then do what they're going to do then. They're not necessarily trying to get a share now. Like, I'm just going to spend thousands right now and then let it split. No, people are waiting. Many people. Of course, that's not everybody. Nothing is ever everybody. Good morning, Nori. We finally know how many Cybertrucks Tesla has sold so far. I think I saw too that Tesla somewhere is probably going to provide some of their earnings is going to show that they did not beat this time, but they're hoping that the Cybertruck is going to like bolster the fact that their earnings are not going to be good. Here's an article about stock splitting. NVIDIA, is it worth buying back in, or is it time to stay out? I'm going to go look real quick at NVIDIA. Actually, it's moving in the pre-market from what I could see. This is where it closed yesterday, not 1545. It closed at 126. It's gone up and up, had a big jump up here partway through the night, and pre-market, which would have been 6 something this morning. And then now we've been pulling back, and we're currently at 127.07. There is a pivot right up here at 128 and some change. 128.76 is a pivot, and it is pulled back off of there. We'll see what happens when the market opens. But it is, if you can see yesterday, I have a put credit spread and a call credit spread. Remember yesterday I talked about doing an NVIDIA iron condor. I believe that was yesterday. Yep, it was. And I did it. I put the strikes and stuff in my membership. So don't know who all took that trade with me, but I am in the NVIDIA iron condor. It's going to expire on Friday. I believe what I have is, what do I have? My NVIDIA trade is the 116.5 is the put credit spread, and 128 is the call credit spread number. 116 is the put credit spread. Actually, that put credit spread is probably going to close this morning because it's 116 is the strike, but 128 is where it is on the call credit spread, which is coming on down out of there. Y'all see how it's doing up here even now. Good morning, Janae. Happy midweek. Hey, Karen. Hey, Karen, how we doing? Okay, so we looked at Yahoo Finance. Let's go on to see what CNBC has to say. NASDAQ futures rebound as NVIDIA continues bouncing back. It's really interesting. I know NVIDIA is like, we're carrying it all because it's like when NVIDIA is moving up, we're all moving up. When NVIDIA is sitting still, we're all sitting still. When NVIDIA is going down, we're all going down. It's like, come on. We are going to look at SOXL this morning, though, as one of our charting things. So we can see what's going on. SOXL we can look at as a way to get into all the semiconductors, because Taiwan Semiconductors really moved a lot yesterday too. FedEx shares jump after hours as massive cost-cutting measures kicking in. FedEx had really good earnings from what I could tell. YouTube dominates streaming, forcing media companies to decide whether it's friend or foe. Don't come for us. Don't come for us. The YouTubers, that's what we are. We are here live on YouTube. Nori said I jacked my trade up yesterday. Well, you were in the sim, yeah. Hopefully you were in the sim, and that's what happens. In the sim is where we make all the mistakes. That's what we do in the sim. We make the mistakes. So when we get live, we don't make those same mistakes. Of course, there will be live mistakes. It just won't be the same ones. So today is Wednesday. New home sales is our red folder at 10 o'clock. It's a red folder. 10 o'clock turnaround is real. 10:30, we've got crude oil inventories. Probably is an orange folder, not a yellow, but that's what's happening at 10:30. 10 o'clock, red folder. 10:30, yellow or orange folder. Let me see if anything's on here. Market 8:30 was building permits. That actually showed 2 stars, which is medium volatility. That didn't show up on Forex calendar. 10 o'clock, new home sales, crude oil. See how crude oil inventories here has 3 stars? 3 stars means high volatility expected. Over on Forex, they're like, oh yeah, that's just a one, that's just a low. And over here, we're like, no, it's not. Crude oil is of import. 5-year no auction is at 1 o'clock. That's 2 stars. And the Fed Bank stress test results is at 4:30. Okay. That's what's going on today as far as meetings and such go. Let's go back and see what we have to say for who's got earnings and what did Adam have to say for the morning. Here we go. Good morning, everybody who has joined the call. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while this morning. So today is Wednesday. This morning we've got Paychex, General Mills, UniFirst, and Daktronics. This afternoon, though, after close, Micron. I'm sure that is anticipated. Micron. I'm actually I put MU on my list of something to look at for today. We'll look at MU, BlackBerry, Levi's, AeroVironment, Concentrix, HB Fuller, Miller Knoll, Jeffries. Looks like there's some other. Oh, Franklin Covey is down there. We used to have those Franklin planners when I worked at GE. That was the whole rate. We would go to class to learn how to use the Franklin planner. Think about the money that was spent to teach us. And then tomorrow morning, we will have Walgreens Boots. McCormick is going to, Acuity Brands, Simply Good, Apogee, and Lindsay. Walgreens Boots might do pretty good tomorrow. They've been on a recovery mission. Adam says, incredible follow through off the 54.54 to 57 failed breakdown in SPX. 54.66, 54.77, 54.85 were targets as posted. We got the 54.85 and dipped. It's all a bonus now. The plan for today. 54.68 is tested. 54.60 supports. 54.68 and 54.60 are the supports. You see where we are right now as far as we're at 54.63 right now with a long wick down. 54.62. So we're right here in this area where the supports are. That's where we are right now. Must hold if we're going to keep 54.77 and 54.85 plus alive. If 54.60 fails, then we dip to 54.49. The leg down starts below. This is all SPX. Remember, Adam is a level-to-level trader who trades the ES. That's why we take and change his numbers. There's a gap of 65 points between the ES and SPX. And I take his numbers Adam is on Twitter. I take his numbers and subtract 65. And this is how we get our numbers. XSP, if you're trading XSP, 549 call credit spread. So 549, 550 for call credit spread. XSP, 549, 550 CCS, and 543, 544 PCS. I put it in the comments, Nori. That way, anytime I put this just one number here, I'm putting this as your sell leg strike. So your 549 on the call side is 549 and 550. And on the put credit spread side, it will be 543, 544 on the put credit spread. That lets you know that those are the places, should be the outer bounds. But I also always want you to look and see, everybody, not just you, but everybody, to look and see that you agree with those places and those numbers when you're selecting your strikes. Okay. If you are somebody who's new to options and you really kind of want to know what's options all about. What is it all about? What are we talking about here? What is some terminology? Just basics area. You can get the options 411 unlocking the basics. I brought the price down to $27. It's normally $97. I brought it down to $27 so that way you can see an intro to options. It's called Options 411 at http educator to trader.com. If you're watching here with me, and you want to see about options 411, it kind of talks about all the options things and then leads you into vertical spreads and options as a seller. If you need thank you. If you need the free charting checklist, you can go to chartyourway to100k.com and get the free charting checklist. Okay, I think that's the one I want to show for now. Here's our graphic for the week as far as our trades go. I got a couple off here we're going to look at. We're going to look at Starbucks, which is 82. We're going to look at MGM, which is an iron condor. We're going to look at MU. Don't know what that one is. And we're going to look at SOXL. And I believe I saw that Nori asked for XSP. Let's go look at XSP first. We got the daily chart. Okay. I think we looked at this yesterday too. And the only thing that's changed today is now we've got a support here a little bit higher. Support there at 544.75. So you really may be able, if you're looking out for a few days. Now, if you're doing daily, you want to trade for that day. But if you're doing multiple days, maybe you're getting in today for Friday, because we do know that Wednesdays are great days to get in for call and put credit spreads for the week. Gives you 2 days on the vine, right? If you didn't get in Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday is another good alternative. You can get in there. I see put credit spreads below 544. I think that's what I said on that graphic over there too, on Adam's graphic. And I would, go up. At this point, you've got 549.10. You might be able to pull in the 549. 550 is going to be, safer, but you might be able to pull in to 510. Let's go look and see what would that look like. What would XSP look like if you were doing it for Friday's expiration? What indicator is that with the green arrow on your chart? This is called time frame continuity. Time frame continuity. I think it's all one word. It's used a lot for the strat, but I don't think it has to be used just for the strat. It basically talks about what are the time frames showing. So as I go down smaller time frames, these charts showing me smaller time frames. It helps you to see are things going in one direction, or is there a mixture, or for the short term and long term. Again, it kind of goes with the strategy, but the strat trading strategy. But I think they can be useful by whosoever. Time frame continuity is that indicator. Okay, so if we're looking at XSP is not a 1.5 spread or a 2.5 spread. What are we doing? Come on, Cletus. There we go. If we were looking at Friday, looks like Friday has a plus minus 4.5. There's a plus minus 4.5 there on Friday. Put credit spread side. Looks like 543 is 74, 542. That's if you're doing Friday, but you want the market to open, but let's see what it would look like today, because that's what we were talking about earlier. 544 is what I had said. It's 81% probability out of the money. And 549 is an 86% probability out of the money. So if you wanted to do 544 is paying, market is closed, but it shows $15. And 549 is paying another $7, so $22. You're welcome. $22 for an iron condor. Not sure if I do an iron condor too early on XSP, because you do want to see whether it picks up and starts moving hard in one direction. But if you want to look out for, subsequent days, maybe you enter today for tomorrow, something like that. You can look also at the same methods we use. Use this plus minus numbers, add and subtract that to what's up here, and pick your strikes based on delta and or probability out of the money. Same thing can go on. All right, same thing. All right, that was XSP. Let's go look at Starbucks. Don't trade Starbucks. I'm not really a Starbucks user. Not that that means you shouldn't trade it because you don't use it, but people tend to trade what they do use. Hey, Diana, how are you? Hey there. Okay, so Starbucks, here we go. This is the daily chart. Looks like we're all kind of hovering right here at this support area. Let's see what we got. I have Starbucks on I got it at 82, which is a call credit spread. So on the bearish vibe. Looks like nothing was able to get above this line here. See all these candles that are stopping right there? All these touches, touch, right? And our time frame continuity shows us with more downwards. Now the day, you can kind of ignore the day so far because the day hasn't really started yet. So you can kind of ignore this one. But the week, we're on a red week. The month, the quarter, the year, those things are going. The day hasn't started to fill in candles yet. So I don't think it starts in the pre-market. It might, but it probably doesn't start till the market opens. But if we're looking for call credit spreads, I've got 82 as a call credit spread strike, but that's really higher than this up here, which may not be the best place today because a couple of days have passed. 82 came from Sunday's analysis. So let's look. We're looking still for this week. 82 is a 91% probability out of the money. You probably can go with 81. So you're going to go with the call credit spread plus minus 1.5. So if you add that to that, 81 does make sense. If you're looking at 81 market is closed right now, but it's paying $10. If the price goes up a little bit more, you'll be in great position because as it goes to resistance, that's when you want to enter your trade. So we can do a call credit spread at above 81, but you want it to come back and come towards, you want it to be coming towards this resistance. That way you're going to get the best premiums if it does that, right? If you can come a little closer or start coming in this direction, you're going to get better premiums. Let me see if it's moving at all in the pre-market. Not very much. Okay, this is where it closed yesterday, and it's kind of hovering around that same. Actually, it's a little lower than it was yesterday. Notice how I went to a smaller time frame, and then now you got an extra time frame continuity candle. You got that for the hour. Okay, Starbucks, I would go with 81 call credit spread, not financial advice, just showing you what I see. Let's look at MGM. MGM is we have it for an iron condor. Did anybody trade MGM this week? Y'all know I like to check out the iron condors. A good way to get money on both sides and use one side of collateral. Yep, count me in. Count me in. So it looks like we do have a pivot up here at 43.10. And what I have is 43.5 as the strike. So that would still work for me. 43.10. And underneath we've got 40, and my underneath was 40.5. Yeah, this is the pivots indicator, standard pivots, which shows you places. It's factored in, it's all math. Tanya said I did PayPal. How's it going, Tanya? Did I do PayPal? I don't know if I did. I did one of those. Was it PayPal? No, what did I do? Well, we about to look at Uber too, because y'all know Uber paid us last week, and the week before that was good on iron condors. Okay, so looking here at, yeah, we're on the daily. Honestly, we've got a resistance right here. It's a little bit closer. I don't know if I'd want you to get this close, but it's at 42.45, 42.5 or something like that. We hit that and came out of it yesterday. And then support would be down in the area right here. Based on this touch over here, it will be at 41.6. All right, let's go look at it on the option chain. Single, and we're going to MGM. MGM on the bottom side looks like 41 would be good, which I think is the same thing I said. And on the put credit spread side, I will go up to, what's this, 43? I will go up to 43. Let's see if we can see what kind of money we bring in. I'm going to turn these, you can leave them as 50-cent spreads, but you know, it doesn't always, 50-cent spread, you're going to take in $6. That you're going to spend 50 cents getting into the trade, or $1 actually getting into the trade, and $1 getting out. So that doesn't really help you. So let's widen the spread a little bit. If you want to do this one, I would suggest you widen the spread. 41.40 is going to pay $8. I like to get 10%, but if we're going to do an iron condor on both sides, some of these smaller babies, you almost have to do, them earlier in the week or get close to the strikes. So we did $8 on the put credit spread side, $7 on the call credit spread side. That will give you $15 for a one spread, together, conjunction. If you wanted to trade MGM, I would go with 41 and 43. Let me go here. Call credit spread, 43, 44, and put credit spread, 40, 41. That's MGM. I'm not in love with that one. Not in love with that one, but it could do what it do. The whole point is we want to bring in our profits and premiums, and we want to do it at the best place we can. I'm on MU now. Let's look at the semiconductor. They have earnings. MU has earnings after market today. So keep that in mind as you're placing your trade. MU has earnings after market today. If you decide you want to trade it today, or you want to wait and ride the momentum tomorrow, or you can ride the momentum today and get out before after, or leave a runner, however y'all want to do it. So many different ways to trade. Listen, however it is, there's so many different ways to make money in the market, but you need to pick a way and then run it, right? One of the things we do is I've mentioned this before, is style drifting. Basically saying, well, I like this strategy, I like that strategy. Find one that works for you and stick with it. Find one that works for you and stick with it. This gap is partially filled almost all the way. This last 25% is still waiting at the top, but the gap is almost all the way filled. So the last candle, yesterday's candle, was a hammer. A hammer generally does indicate some more upwards movement. Generally, a hammer does indicate, and this definitely, MU goes right along with the semiconductors. We do have some resistance up here at 146, and we've got support just below here at 135. I believe if I was going to trade MU, I would go with a put credit spread. I would go with this momentum going up, right? So 135 is what I see on the chart. Let's go look and see what we see in the option chain. MU, I think Jamie did tell me which university was MU. Plus minus 16. Y'all see how big this is over here? And this is because earnings is coming. So this plus minus 16 and how the probability out of the money is extended. It's because the volatility, this is implied volatility, which goes up high when you're at earnings. And earnings is today after the market closes. So the good thing about implied volatility is you do get really good premiums when there's implied volatility. You can get good premiums. On the other hand, it's earnings. So the move can be wild. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you feel comfortable that if it runs back through your strike, so that you kind of have a good idea of which direction it's going to go. If it pops or drops, you want to, you just know always earnings is always kind of lotto-ish. It's a lotto-ish feeling. You want to make sure that you're comfortable with that. So if we're taking 16 off of, or 17, I guess, or 16.6, 17 anyway. Taking that off of this, we're going to put ourselves at what, 125? 125 is about a 78% probability out of the money, coming down to 125. So when we go to vertical, 124, 125 is paying $30. You see how far that is away from current price, but it's paying 30 bucks. That might be worth looking at once the market opens to see what these numbers, if these numbers will adjust a bit. But, you know, you have to think about how do you feel about Micron company-wise? How do you feel about semiconductors earnings-wise? Do you think Micron is going to pop back up to, you know, this big spot up here where this big red candle took over? According to the month, the quarter, and the year, it's been on an upwards ride. It's been, you know, bullish most of the way. But if you're going to get in on the earnings play, just know that you're getting in on a high volatility for a couple of days. Okay, for a couple of days. Semiconductors are doing their thing. You don't want them to do their thing with your money. Then you want to be wise. Wise master traders, we are. Okay, this is a gap from way back. What's that, March? There's a gap from March. It's not necessarily close to current price, but it will want to be filled. That one's about all the way full. Making sure I'm not missing any closer gaps. This one here was one, but this has pretty much filled it. 136 though here shows, I took us down to 125, but according to the support, 135 is support and 122 is support. So if you were feeling a little more risky, which sometimes people are, I don't know any of those people, but I'm just saying there are people who are risky, and it's not me. It's not me. I'm not people. In this case, I'm not the people, but there are people. There are people who are a little more risky. It's not me. It's not me. I promise it's not me. But if you want to do 133, 134, according to this, that's paying $40. That's paying $40 in premiums. All right. MU might be worth a look, see, depending on how froggy you feeling. SOXL is also in the semiconductor space. It's going to move with Micron, obviously not to the same degree, but I'm sure Micron, if I was to go look, Micron is in a part of this SOXL, because SOXL is the semiconductor ETF. I think it's like a 3X ETF or something like that. So it has 3 times the something. There's a whole lot going on there basically, but it's good to trade short term. It's not great for long term per se. It's not something, SOXL is not something you necessarily want to buy long term. But we do have some gaps here just above current price. We did end on a hammer yesterday. It could go up some more. Support as I'd see it. I like SOXL. It's a good size stock. It can be traded regularly. It's got good premiums. I like SOXL. Let's go see if we can. Currently in the pre-market, it's at 54.61. That's where it is in the pre-market. What do y'all think? Call credit spread, put credit spread. It has been pulling back off this top for a minute. What do y'all think? Anybody in the chat? Call credit spread, put credit spread, iron condor, because it's been in between these two. Iron condor has got me thinking. Y'all know I like some iron condors. 50, 52. Let's see. Let's see what the option chain. Put credit spread. Yeah, put credit spread because it's going up with the semiconductors. SOXL. Let's go with the singles. Okay, so plus minus 3.5 on the implied volatility. So we subtract 3.5 takes us down to about 52, which is a 73% probability of the money. I might go down to 51.5. And then adding 3.5 to this puts us at 59, 82%. I'm feeling those. Let's see. 59 and 51.5. 59 is paying $20, $59.60, paying $20. And 51.5, if you wanted to go down to the half, but you could actually extend this and make this be $1, and it's $15. So taking a total of $35, in premiums on the iron condor of SOXL. 51.5, and what was the other one I said? 50, 59. $59.60. Put credit spread 50.5, 51.5. Yep. Tanya says put credit spread also because of this move. The only reason I'm thinking call credit spread if you go up high enough, because even if it pops up, you still you want it to stay below. But that's the thing, because of the earnings, it may pop a little further than you want it to. Yeah, even here you've got support at this 50, which is not 51.5. Obviously, it's 50. There was a gap in here that got filled. Okay. Did I cover all the ones I wanted to cover? Oh, we said we're going to look at Uber real quick. We want to look at Uber today. Let's look at Uber. Uber support is still, I've done iron condors on Uber for the last couple of weeks. This would be a 2 up because it did break out of this candle here, but it just seems to be kind of dojiing. Didn't go up past this resistance of 73. This is a strong resistance zone here. And support is at 69. Let's go see what it looks like on the option chain. Does the last candle indicate a possible reversal? Let's go look again. Could, because it could. It could. It's a 2 up candle, but it closed above. This candle closed above the previous day candle. So for those who look at previous day high, previous day low, that kind of thing, come on. Go back where you were. It closed above the previous day's high. So this could indicate that it wants to go up some more, but it did go up to this resistance and turn back, and it closed below, went down to the support basically and closed above. So this would actually be called, make sure I got it right. This would be a 2-2 reversal, which basically be 2-2 reversal. But this 2 going up lets you know that it wants to. It might want to keep going. I want to keep going. Full reversal would be if it came on back down here. This kind of falls into the 2-2 continuation category because it really continued as a 2 up, 2 up. This is SOXL, right? Oh, we're on Uber. You wanted to talk about SOXL. Gotcha. Let's see. Yep, reversal to the upside. They're talking about this one. This is a hammer. Hammers give you more. They indicate generally more movement to the upside. It would be stronger or better if it got outside this next one. Once it got outside of this, the top of this candle, that would really be an indication that it's trying to go the other way. But yes, that is a signal of a reversal. Okay, this back to Uber. What did we say? 69 and 73, and I think we were going to the option chain. 69 is an 86% probability out of the money. And 73 is a 77%. I'm cool with both of those. What did I say? 69? 69, 68, 69 is paying $7. I'm not in love with that. 69.70 is paying $12. Paying $12. And 73.74 is paying another $15. So $27 on Uber for a couple days. For a couple days worth of efforts. Let's put some words on here. Call credit spread. And put credit spread. I like 69.70 better than I like 68.69. But if you put them together, if you do 68.69, which really is below this support, but 70 is up in here. But if you put them together, you can do either one and still do and still get good premiums. Alrighty, Janae is asking for ELF. This is the last one. Alrighty, here's ELF. Looks like we've got a gap here that we need to document. Does ELF have something happening? What does this little note say here about ELF? I didn't get the note, didn't tell me anything. Okay. Resistance would be up here at 214, 213, 214. Support is going to be at the top of this gap. 199.88. It also was touched back here. Been 4 or 5 days inside the middle, but we do have green and it wants to kind of keep going. I would be feeling put credit spread-ish above 200. ELF. Change this to single. 200 is an 81%. It's a 2.5 spread. 197.5, 200 is paying $32. That's good premiums. And if you wanted to feel a little more, if you want to feel a little more froggy, you could jump on the other side as well. Go maybe up to 217.5. Let your capital, your collateral work for you. Taking another $32. So take in $60 for $250 of collateral, $190, basically what you end up with. That's about a 30% return on your money. Yep, that looks good to me. 217.5 and 200. Where's my ELF? 217.5 on the call side and 200 on the put side. That says Elfin. I didn't want Elfin. I just wanted Elf. EMPH. Let's go see what the chart looks like. Well, EMPH doesn't seem to be able to come back out of this little drop here that it's been in for a while, right? So I think we're still looking at call credit spreads on EMPH. We were doing iron condors. At this point, I wouldn't necessarily do that because we can't see where the support is. I do see support down here. It shows as 89.75 on the pivot, and we're currently at 101. 89 is 11 points away. There is some support right back here. Support at 97 from back in February. And that almost got touched here a couple times. So 97, if you were feeling like getting underneath, you're welcome. If you were feeling like getting underneath, you could do that. And resistance here at 110. 110 and 97. Let's go to single EMPH. 97 is 79%. You could go 96 or 97. I like 97. And it's not too aggressive at 77%, right at 80. And then what did I say? 110. 110 is a pretty big move away from here. Plus minus 4.5. So you want to add that. So that takes you up to 105.5 or 106. Yeah, 106 or 76. I probably would go one more, 107. So I would go 107 and 96. That's probably what I would do with them. 107 and 96. 96 is paying $14. And 107 is paying $12. So $26. I think I said 97 on the bottom, didn't I? Or did I say 96? EMPH. 96 on the put side and 107 on the call side. Yep, that's what I said. It's in the comments. Alrighty. We want to always make sure that we're trading with wisdom, right? Diamond hands, they call it all kind of things. You want to do your frontline assessments. Please don't just jump in stuff because somebody says. You need to take I'm not saying you can't take what people say and use that as a guide to go and enter a trade, but don't enter just by what they said and with what they said. Take what people say, go look at your chart for yourself. Okay, and if you don't know how to look at the chart for yourself, you need to be in that charting training that I've put up for us to do. There's chart your way to 100K. You can go and do chartyourway to100K.com. It's a free charting checklist. So if you don't know how to chart, you definitely want to do that. But go look at the stock for yourself. Don't just take blind call outs. You all know how to do. And if you don't know how to do, then let's learn how. So I say you all know how. If you don't know how, then let's learn. All right. And if you do, go look for yourself. Go look for yourself. Tanya says she's not feeling froggy. She's going to do EMPH call credit spread, not letting EMPH run her over. Now, when it does get moving, it will get to moving. That's the truth. Vertical credit spreads training is on my website for $67. All the stuff I just was talking about, when to do the call credit spreads, put credit spreads based on all that stuff is inside of the training. All right. All that stuff is inside of that training. E2T membership, where you hang out with us. We have weekly calls, which our call for this week is tomorrow. We have monthly calls once a month on Saturday, Sunday, but actually we're doing twice a week actually now because we're in our coaching training for the charting. So we're having twice a week. We have a Telegram where, folks have access to me. Not that having access to me is all that great, but I think it's kind of great. But access to me, I'm there too in our Telegram. And basically you just get the community and you get the support. Those things are important. All right. We're about 10 minutes before the market opens. So I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, that you who gives us the power to get wealth, you teach our hands to war, our fingers to fight with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. Lisa, you were working hard. We done wrapped up the call, baby. You're going to have to go back and watch it. All right. So I want you all to have a great day. I want you to have a green day. You're going to stay green, and we're going to get this money. Follow me in all the places. If you've got questions or you need to talk to me about some trade related stuff, send me an inbox. We can talk about it. All right. I will see you all later. I'll holler at you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye, everybody.